Hello, and welcome to my spoken word channel. My name is Stephen Lackey, but like any other label, that name is simply a collection of letters that make sounds to convey meaning, a meaning which may have varying connotations for those who voice and or hear it. The spoken word is much the same, its effect ranging from dissonance to resonance, apathy to revulsion, sometimes even to the same person over time. I'll be reading some of my own work today, offering analysis of its meter, rhyme scheme, and content. If you find it appealing, heartening, or evocative, or even not worth remembering, please consider the aforementioned variability of response. Words, much the same as attitudes, friendships, and even the air we breathe, may teach us, transform us, or pass uninspiringly in this moment, but the next is yet to be defined. Herein are my copyrighted works, all rights reserved, but please forget the name and remember the message. Also, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Today's piece is called Papa the Storyteller at Fireside. Legend says that once or twice in forever, an ember will speak. A soul thus born of flame may even sing. Few, if any, would hear, for ember voice is ever so soft, that to hear one would need to be within the flames or born of flame oneself. When I was a boy, I chose the flame. I had known fear, certainly, and pain as well, but no flame could elicit more. I stepped inside, bathed in warmth and wind, then cold and near silence. So beautiful was that feeling that it spurred my longing for a blissful sleep, one for which I'd always hoped. As I lay down, the heat came to bear, but it was not on my skin. My ears were prickling on the inside, itching, burning, and I began to cry, but not from pain. Joy overwhelmed me, first from within my ears, then throughout my mind and body, then overflowing my ashen lids as 1,000 tiny voices rang out in chorus. For they were all singing, every one, in harmonies complex and haunting and beckoning and shameless. Strangely enough, it is the reason I no longer fear darkness. The embers taught me that sometimes there is indescribable beauty in that which is hidden, be it held from us or within that which we fear to embark upon understanding. I was reborn of that flame, an ember suffused of both light and darkness, a voice seeking harmony. And when all is calm, you may even hear me singing quietly into the flames. This is a campfire story that happens to be about a campfire of sorts. One can imagine grandchildren gathered regularly around their withering but still strong patriarch as he spins yarns of the rugged wilderness, his days in the war, and the long since aged and moved away neighborhood miscreants. This story, one of several in my Papa series, illustrates an important lesson that Papa wants to impart to the children. Sometimes adversity breaks you down, leaves you cowering, in pain, charred. But if you can withstand it, if you can keep going, look deeper, or find new eyes, you just might discover what you're really made of. Perhaps stronger stuff than you believed. Of course, this is well hidden in supernatural metaphor, delivered in hushed tones around the very crackling embers to which he refers. It is, unfortunately, also a heavily disguised allegory for attempted self-termination in his youth. Papa speaks of his survival as an almost religious experience, his redemption seemingly purposeful in passing on the message of the singing embers, that we are meant to explore our Jungian shadows as well as the dim confines of external reality, because they are both real and part of the truth we must discover, the truth we must accept. And it may not be easy. We may succumb before the process or even after, or we may yet persevere. Maybe the simpler message, the one imparted in a more digestible form to his progeny, is you can be afraid and still do it. Or life is hard. If you can hack it, it will reward you. Or, more for the elder children, there is beauty beyond our understanding, hidden perhaps beyond who we believe ourselves to be, the capabilities we doubt, the fears we allow to strangle us. I heard loads of war stories from my pop, same ones over and over, though he really didn't alter the telling. I perceived differently at each iteration, maybe because of timely attention or the maturity and or understanding I had gained by that instance of that specific retelling. Never one to say, yeah, you told me this one already. I'm glad I listened each time, because he's not around anymore. I don't have that feeling of his kindness next to me, his generosity with me, or the smell of his burn pile hat. But I have the stories the way their lessons unfolded for me, in bits and pieces. That's all we are after we go, someone else's stories. Poignant, comical, utterly fictional. Who knows what you'll be? What lessons you'll personally impart, or what of your exploits will be emblematic of caution or heroism. Prideful or regrettable, our stories are important and may be the more relevant part of us. Certainly more than one piece of etched stone among many. Thank you for joining me today. I hope it has been some mix of enlightening, entertaining, and thought-provoking, and if not, well, perhaps another time. You could have spent it any number of ways, but I sincerely appreciate that you've chosen to spend this time listening to phrases I have turned. I'd like to hear your thoughts as well. Drop a comment below regarding what your own or someone else's creative writing and or spoken word has meant to you. Also, subscribe to my channel if you like. I'm not sure how often I'll be posting, but if you click the notification bell, you'll be among the first to know when I do. Please also consider this. I don't know exactly why you're with us today, but I know this much. You might be here to lead, and you might be here to follow, most likely something in between, but you are not here to compare, because there is no one who does you better than you. No one could ever. Someone else may have lived or spoken in some similar fashion, may even have used some of the same words, but for you to have found a voice to express yourself by any means, in simplicity or complexity, in hushed tones or shrieks, you have become, and that is something. Start today. Embody the strength. Find a voice. Be heard.